Hey guys, what can I tell you? It's a lovely day in the neighborhood. Bill Morgan and Dr. Paul right here with Ladies Night, guys. Want you know, we want you to hit us up and let us know what's going on. Chat with us right here live, and guess what? It's gonna be a fun night tonight. He's got a lot of stuff he wants to share with everybody. So we're gonna go ahead and get started right now. Dr. Paul, what's up, buddy? What you got going on,
Big
man?
B, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Everything is wonderful, man. I got no complaints at all. You know, life is good.
Everybody's on shutdown. How about that?
Boy, don't you know, man? But you know what? But hey, that's a good thing, man, I'm thinking. That just may be a good thing. You know what I mean?
Hey, this is a time for reflection.
Indeed.
When we start to look at now, reflection of time, when sometimes you got to slow it down. Our whole point of slowing down is that we have to now start to, unpack these things that are going on and say to yourself, I really needed to slow down anyway.
Indeed.
I really needed to slow down. So, if we don't slow down, Daddy gonna slow us down.
I know that's right. Mm-hmm. So why is it so important for us to take this time out tonight and just kind of shout out to everybody and say, hey, guys, take a moment and back up and reflect. So what's going on, Dr. Free? Talk to me.
Exactly. I want to shout out to the Natural Women's class. We were supposed to have a class tonight. Of course, we have our regular Wednesday evening class, which is Natural Women's class at the Canaan Baptist Church, which is 5430 Pulaski Avenue, which is held every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And because the fact that, of course, with all that's going on, you can't assemble more than 50 to 10 now. It's actually 10. And I think 50 is what a lot of the churches are doing. But, we just want to say at least I wanted to jump online and I asked you, Bill, that we could do this because we really want to just sort of bring the people's tensions down. People getting cabin fever already. It's it's like a snowstorm without the snow.
I'm feeling that, man.
Indeed. People feeling kind of weird. It's like usually when this happens, it's always after, you're preparing, the stores, they say, well, the store's going to close and people kind of don't know what's going on, and the media is spinning this thing in a different direction. I just want to bring some hope to the family today, because, there's things that are not being promoted in the media. And I want to give out a website. There's two websites that I really want to have the family tune into. There was one that was, I think on our last show, I gave out one called COVID-19 Tracker. That's COVID 19 Tracker.
19.
And and that's Tracker. And now that was the one that gave a lot of believe it or not, a lot of different things that are, let me see here. It gave you the infected, how many totally infected.
Exactly.
How many confirmed, asymptomatic, which means that they have been recognized as having it, but no symptoms. And symptomatic, because those with symptoms. And then, of course, the deaths. Now, one of the things that, is not being reported is that I'm going to give you some numbers here. The numbers I have, and I'm really going to this number thing because this is something that you really got to look at and kind of unpack.
Okay.
So, for example, and I know this is not the most accurate. I'm going to give you another website that actually is more accurate. But right now, this is tentatively 208,987 infected. Okay.
Wow.
Now, confirmed. That's confirmed, right? Deaths 8,246.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Asymptomatic 1,787. That means they have the symptoms, but they have it, but they're not symptoms. No symptoms.
Right. Okay.
And this is worldwide now. This is worldwide. Symptomatic, 362.
Wow.
Wait a minute, that's some low numbers there, man.
Yeah.
Self-reported positive, 606.
Okay.
Okay, but here is the big one. Here's the big one that I think that, we're not getting the information on, that we really need to get more information on, and it's not being promoted, is that out of 208,987 infected, 80,000, did you hear that? 80,076 have recovered.
Wow. But wait, but we don't hear anything about that, Dr. Paul. So talk to me, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're not getting the information that that the recovery rate is really high. I mean, when you get this, it's really affecting those with weak immune systems.
Right. Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right.
Immune systems, and we've talked about on the Green Hour several things that you can be doing to actually enhance your immune system.
Right. So
we talked about all the different herbs, and I gave a list of herbs, and I can even give them again tonight. If anyone wants to get those, we can get those out to them. But that is something that is really a mystery, or why they're not promoting, the amount of people that recovered, especially when we need, at a time like this, we need encouragement.
Yes.
We need encouragement.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
We don't need no more bad news and all this is doom and gloom. But doom and gloom sells advertising.
That's exactly what I was getting ready to say. It gives people the opportunity just to go out and just do what I call crazy stuff.
Exactly. So, so if you here's some other. I want to find this website for you.
Okay.
And there is a young man. He's about 17 years old. Did you see the post that I did on that? The 17-year-old.
No, I didn't, Dr. Paul. I missed that.
Okay, he's 17 years old, and he started tracking the COVID-19 virus back when it was back in December, when it was less than 1,000 people that actually were doing this, that were actually infected. He went and actually started and created a website tracker. He did a website tracker and actually created a software that did what's called web scraping. So he tied into all of the epidemiology for every country in the world.
Okay.
And especially in China. And then he built it out as the infections were going on. So now he has one of the #1 sites for the most accurate numbers and updating that you can find.
Okay. All
He's
right.
got the most accurate information. Matter of fact, let me go here. I'm going to go to, here it is right here.
Okay.
And his website, and I'll give that website. You can post that in there.
I'll post it up. Right. Just give it to me.
It's N as in Nancy.
Okay.
COV 2019.live. That's the URL.
Live, LIVE?
LIVE. So it's N as in there, Nancy. COV 2019 live.
2019, not .live, but just live.
No, .live. That's .live.
Okay, .live. Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Very, very fine.
Yeah, .live. So there, that's it. So if you check that, he gives the most accurate updates. Now, remember, the other one was saying that there was only, matter of fact, let me see here. The other website said that we were, let me see here. If I get to this, I'll show you. It shows that we're at approximately 208,000 infected. Where the young man's website, he's already way past that. He's already up. Oh man, where is he? Yeah, he's already past that number.
Okay.
He's at 218. Hold up. Let me see here. Yeah, he's already past. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you see that website now, can you pull that website up while we're here?
You know what? Let me see, Dr. Paul. Let's put all the folk have to do is click on it on the because it actually shows. I'm looking at it right here on my phone.
Okay.
It gives you an opportunity to actually see.
Yes.
So it's right there, guys.
Yeah.
All right. So it's right down underneath in the comment section on Facebook.
Yeah.
So it gives you all the numbers under the quick facts: the total confirmed cases, total deceased, total serious, total recovered, and the total countries infected, guys. Then it goes down by region. So you got the whole thing there. All right. So if you just follow along with what we're saying, it'll help you be able to get this information right off the bat.
Yeah. So we're one of the other apps says that there's 80,000 recovered.
Yes.
His is showing 83,000 recovered. Okay. That's almost another 4,000, 83,575.
Right.
Man, it's happening at a rate, where people are starting to, people's immune systems are kicking in. Now, what's really good about this also is that you can go, once you go onto his website, you can go and scroll globally by each specific country.
Okay.
You can also go individually in each country, and then it'll give you the amount of deceased for each one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Confirmed cases, like for example, France right now, France and Spain are on shutdowns, right? Spain right now. Well, actually, Italy is definitely shut down. They're closing in on 3,000 deceased. So something's really going on there. Right. They're very close to China. Something's going on there. But Spain, you can look at Spain. Spain actually has 14,746.
Okay.
And it looks like they have 638 deaths.
I got you.
638. So definitely that's something that we got to look at right there. United Kingdom is shut down. Are they shut down? Not quite yet. I don't think they're yet.
Not quite yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at now. I'm going down the list here. I'm looking at places like 200,000 people in Nigeria. And there's barely anybody here. There's three confirmed cases in Nigeria. No deceased. It's wild.
Okay, now all right. Now then, I got a question for you. How is it they're not getting as many over in places like Nigeria? If you can quantify that for me.
Hey, you know what? There's a lot that's with that, man. Here's some encouraging news. I want to give the family some encouraging news.
All right.
And the encouraging news is that I actually got some data from some researchers that are in the region.
Okay.
And they're in the region of China. They actually started to give a report that came through, and it was talking about people who are specialists, and they're in the regions of the knowledge of this virus.
Right.
And one of the things that came out of this, Bill, which was really interesting, is that number one, the virus, has a hard time if you're dealing with drinking something hot.
Yes. I was going to ask about that because as a matter of fact, earlier today we were having a conversation about that actually at school. And I made that comment, and they looked at me like I had something wrong with me.
Right.
What makes the difference? Is it that the virus itself cannot live in heat constricting areas, or exactly what are we talking about?
Right. Not heat constricted areas, but internally in your environment, which is your system.
Oh,
you got it. So you could be in you could be in an environment where it's like Australia. You remember Tom Hanks? He was actually in Australia,
right?
Hot environment, but internally, if it can live in an environment which is like, I think it was something like 30 degrees Celsius, I believe it was, which would be something like 70 or less than 70 something degrees, I believe, something like that. Then it would have problems.
Right.
So if you just remember, is the fact that the virus is not heat resistant. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
So it can't deal with heat. So if you start to drink hot things like hot teas, there you go, man.
I get it. Okay.
Teas. That can help you right there.
Okay.
You know, that actually helps with the temperature of your body, which means that now when your body has two things, if you have a tea that's hot and also an alkalized tea, that even works better. So if you have something that's alkaline at the same time, it makes a difference. It makes a big difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Now you're saying that it makes a difference if this is an inside thing. Is what we're talking about. That's what I'm getting.
Internally, if your environment internally is the environment that keeps the virus alive, it allows it to replicate and reload. So that's what it is. It's almost like it's downloading. It downloads into new cells, and then that's why viruses spread so fast. They're actually, if you ever saw what a virus looks like, matter of fact, I want it, man, you need to post what a virus looks like. You need to Google. I want to see if I want you to Google. If you could Google virus, and then punch in, like right now I'm gonna do it, the images of what a virus looks like. That's not what it looks like. You got to really look at this thing it looks like something from outer space. It looks like it really looks like it looks like something out of here's one right here. It looks like the land, the thing that landed on the moon.
Yeah.
It looks like a land rocket. And literally it's filled inside with this DNA junk, right? With this jacked. Yeah. I got a good picture here, man. I don't know if I can actually upload it for the family. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. Can you? You know
what? I actually have a link to it inside the comment section. So if individuals, if they take an opportunity to sort of click on that, it'll come up and it'll show that.
Yeah, and it literally looks like it can download it. It almost like a needle. It almost looks like it works like a needle. It injects and downloads itself into. It looks like something from another planet, man. When you see it, it's gonna blow your mind.
Wow.
And it's like it's like literally it looks like a syringe.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Yes.
You see it? Do you see it?
I see some. Hold on one second.
You can see a lot of different ones. They all looks like a little syringe, man.
Yeah. I'm looking at one right here, right now. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. Let me see here.
Okay. Let me put another one in here, so give folk an idea as to what these images look like. So just so you know, folk, they are actually there. So you get an opportunity, take a look at it. Just click on the link. It'll actually show you what those things look like. All right.
Yeah, and also, Bill, do you want to post the the live feed for the is that the live feed on YouTube?
The live feed on YouTube I've already placed on my side. I'll put over on your side.
Okay, because I think that we would have some questions coming in.
Right.
I see Simone. Hey, Simone.
Yeah. Simone came up. Okay. The page, Dr. Paul. Here we go. Okay. Okay.
Can I leave a comment?
Just leave a comment. It'll come up, Dr. Paul.
Where do I put it in? Private chat?
No, that comes to me. Private chat comes to me.
So live comments. I see live comments.
There you go, right there. You put it in there, and it should come right up.
I don't see anywhere though.
Under where it says comments on the very top.
Yeah, I see live comments. I'm hitting it, but there's no box.
There's no box. Simone just said, "Hey," she said, "Hey, Dr. Paul."
Hey.
Okay, hey, Dr. Paul. There. You see her comment right there?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay.
So do I hit it or what? Because it's not. For mine, it's not allowing me to do it.
Yes, it's not allowing you to touch it over there. Hey guys, just listen. Stay with us here. We're trying to work out these bugs over here so that we can make sure that we can get to it each week. But just know that we're working on it. And I'm right over. Look, you got to understand something. I'm in New Jersey. Dr. Paul's over there in Philly, not Philly, but the Pennsylvania area. And we're trying to make sure we set this thing up so that you guys have access to it all of the time. Okay. So just keep going, Dr. Paul. I'll see if I can get it over there on your side. Okay.
So as I was saying, this virus literally looks like something of a land, space landing rover, that lands, and from it actually has like a syringe at the top, and then from the top it actually injects. It injects down into, the actual cell itself, and what it's doing is downloading its DNA junk and debris, and that's what allows it now to replicate again. It replicates again and again and again and again and again. And it actually is reloading, and that's where it becomes now the host of the body, and that's why viruses spread so fast.
Right, I get that. I've actually pasted it on your timeline, Dr. Paul, on your side, so you should be able to see that.
Okay, got it. Is that it right there?
Okay, Audrey's there, so they're getting here, Dr. Paul. They're getting here, guy. Okay. Hey, Audrey.
I don't see Audrey.
Why don't you see Audrey?
Do I have to log in? I don't have to log in.
No, you don't have to. Just look. I'll keep you posted as to what's going on. It just came and said, "Hey, Audrey." Okay, so you just keep going.
Yeah,
I'll keep track of everything and post it so you'll know where we are. How about that?
All right. So let me just go straight on in. Some of the things I want to give out. Some of the things that that you can do to actually increase your immune system. Now, one was we talked about the different herbs and things that were happening, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from this thieves oil.
Right. Okay. Yes, what we talked about on Sunday, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And some people are saying, well, what is thieves oil and how do you make it and how do you get this stuff to continue that, that I can actually take this stuff and, well, I'm glad you asked because we have the formula right here. So I want to give it out again for the family. And this is actually, remember, thieves oil came from, an oil that was devised by, the thieves that actually were part of the bubonic plague.
Okay.
The bubonic plague, of course, bacteria, but this is actually a protection for not only bacteria, but also viruses.
Right.
So thieves oil was used. They had, of course, the bubonic plague that took place. And this took place in a time when they had the rats. You remember the rats were spreading
yes.
disease. And literally people had to quarantine. They had to quarantine certain regions in certain areas. So certain areas that they quarantined, they started realizing that, wait a minute, there were some people going in and literally robbing all the people of their goods and the things like their
Wow.
diamond, their jewels, and everything. Just robbing them.
Uh-huh.
So they were
Right.
like saying,
Right.
well, how is this even possible that they can go into these regions and actually, steal, the food, their diamonds and things, and
Exactly.
possession,
Okay.
and not get sick. So they
Okay.
found out. They said, well, we're going to have to catch one of them. So
Okay.
as it may be, they caught one. They caught one. So one of
Okay.
the persons, the gentleman that they caught, he wasn't a gentleman, he was a thief.
Okay.
They
All
caught
right.
him, and when they brought him to trial, they said, look, we will let you go if you just tell us how you did it. That was more puzzling than anything. How did you do
Right.
it?
Right.
And he
Right.
says, well, I'm a perfume expert and I'm a natural herbalist. So he
Okay.
did a concoction that was actually a combination of herbal essential oils. And with that,
Okay.
they placed the essential oils in a combination and then used it as a mask to go over the face. And then that allowed them to go in the region, and they would also spray their hands, the face, their clothes, and everything. So it never affected them. So
Okay.
hence the name Thieves Oil was discovered. So that formula was used in fighting off all kinds of, any type of things that are contagious, including bacteria, virus, fungus, and you name it.
All right.
Because these herbs that I'm about to give are both not to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any diseases, food for the soul family. And that is both antiviral, antifungal, antiseptic, and antiparasitic. So it's all four. So, so the formula is something that you can buy online, but it's very, very simple for you to just put it together yourself. So what you can do, and I'll give it to the family again, because I think it's a good thing to understand that, remember, this is about polarity and charge. Polarity and charge. So it's not about, this thing called life is a bioelectrical being. We are bioelectrical beings, which means that we have the ability to go from polarities, pole change. That's why when somebody is out of pole change, they call it bipolar. They're bipolar. They're moving back and forth. That means they're going from one extreme to the other. Production, destruction, male, female principle. Acid, alkaline. You know what I mean? So that's where you can actually now start to with this specific oils have a negative ion. Which is the negative ion is alkaline, which is female. So what that means is that when you spray your hands, it's a negative charge. So your hands, your face, and everything keeps everything at a negative charge. Now, when you are exposed to something that's like bacteria, virus, fungus, sepsis, parasites, any of those things, they only operate in an acid environment. Got it? That's key. That's really key. And that acid environment has everything to do with the polarity and the charge. And that's That's a positive charge. So here we are. We're in a state of acid or alkaline. So you're just alkalizing your system. So now when you spray this stuff, literally there's no way for it to replicate. Can't replicate. So that's why when we use this Thieves Oil, I'm going to give out the actual herbs for them. The first one would be clove bud.
Clove bud.
Clove bud. Right.
How much like
CLOVE bud essential oil. Okay. Now cloves are very interesting because cloves are used for things like parasites. That's why when people used to put cloves in things like ham. Remember cloves in ham? That was because they knew the ham eventually gonna have worms come out.
Well,
So
that's so true. Okay.
when you eat the when you eat the ham or the meat, they know that eventually parasites are going to form in the intestines. So if you got a little clove with that, you can kill the parasites.
Okay. Okay.
So clove bud essential oil is your first.
Okay.
Now that would be the first essential oil. And if you use that, you want to use 40 drops.
Okay.
40 drops. So 40 drops of clove bud essential oil. Second one is lemon essential. Lemon essential.
Lemon.
Yes, lemon
essential, right?
Yeah, lemon essential oil.
Okay, I got you. Hold on. Dr. Ball, my fat hands are messing me up over here. Let me hold on. Yes. Okay, I got you. Lemon essential. There we go.
Lemon essential.
Okay.
All right. And that's 35 drops.
Okay.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So that's 35.
Okay. All right.
Got it.
Okay.
Now, next would be, let's see here. 35 drops, lemon essential. Next one is cinnamon bark essential oil.
Okay, cinnamon bark, right?
Cinnamon bark. Now, cinnamon tends to be the strongest that you will smell of the entire spray, because you're going to make a spray out of this. Okay. So lemon and then cinnamon bark essential oil. Now, sometimes cinnamon will come in also cinnamon leaf. Okay, so cinnamon bark or cinnamon leaf essential oil.
All right, we got that.
And you will do 20 drops of that one.
Okay, all right.
Next one is eucalyptus. Eucalyptus, and that's EUCAL. Y, P as in Paul, TUS. Eucalyptus. Okay. Yeah.
How many drops?
15 drops.
Okay. All right.
Eucalyptus is actually menthol. It's a menthol effect.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That makes it give it that menthol. That's a cooling.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
It's an expectorant type. And the last one would be rosemary essential oil. And that's 10 drops. And then what you would do is put this in about 1 to 2 ounces of water, and preferably that water would be something like a Crystal Geyser water, or any type of water that has a high polarity charge, a high energy. Okay, so that would be, we say spring water bottle at the source,
right.
Okay?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. Any questions coming through yet?
No questions yet, Dr. Paul, but
okay.
But look,
I can't see anybody. I can't see anybody
right now. But we do have a few. We'll square this all the way so the next time.
Okay. All right. So, let's see here. Yes. So that's your formula. That's the formula right there. So you would take it, put it in some of a 1 to 2 ounces of water, spring water bottle at the source. And that will be, you shake it in you can put it in like a spray bottle. And where you would apply it is you would apply it to your hands and, parts of your face. I usually take one and I take just a little bit. Now, you got to watch it now. These are the essential oils. So you got to be careful. So you got to make sure you properly dilute them with plenty of water. Okay. Because remember, essential oils are, like it says, they're the essential part of the plant. So it's the most, and they've been extracted into oils, where oils can be very powerful. So you got to respect these oils like electricity. you gotta not mess with these and make sure they're properly diluted. So when you do it, just a little bit of dab will do you. You know, don't use a lot. You don't have to. Don't get in there and start spraying all over the place. You don't have to do all that. Just a little bit, and then you would do it like this. Like here's mine right here. This is mine right here. I put it in a spray bottle like this. Okay. This is an old spot. Matter of fact, this used to be a bottle for like a colloidal silver bottle, right? So basically, I have the cap. And basically, boom, I just spray like that.
Okay.
That is
all right.
On my hand, boom, like this, you know, and then right on the face, your nose, around the places of the eyes, around here. These are the infected areas in which you can actually get it. So that's why you want to cover those areas, around the areas, the eyes, because that's where you're going to be touching yourself the most.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Fine.
You think about it. You know how I was watching TV and, you know, there were political people giving speeches about how to, you know, refrain from touching yourself. As they're speaking on the podium, they're touching themselves. They're grabbing the nose, they're touching their hand, they're scratching their ear. You know, they're doing all the stuff that you just subconsciously don't think about. So that's what you want to cover, like your ears. Because, you got things where, you know, you can get ear infections and things like that also. So this protects you around the eye area because people tend to go like this. You might be thinking about something, you know.
Yeah.
And then you just, you know, it's really hard to stay focused with all this because you naturally are just going to, you know, touch yourself. And especially if you're dealing with, and especially if you are dealing with children, you know.
Listen. Simone has this to say, Dr. Hall. You should be able to read that. You see that?
Yes, I do see that. I do see Simone. I saw a video of a doctor who said that you can use a blow dryer 5 minutes a day by breathing in the hot air, and it would kill the virus by heating up the sinuses. And to do this a couple times a day, because once the sinuses are heated, he says the virus can't live. The video has since disappeared. Do you know if this is true? Again, Simone, thank you for that. You know, it's a concept that understands, to go back what we started off the conversation saying, that the virus is heat resistant. It's not heat resistant. So it actually, you know, I was reading on here, it is not heat resistant, so it can't deal with heat. So in order for it to replicate, it's going to need to cool. So you got to heat it up. That's why the herbs that are in the thieves oil that we talk about, they heat you up. Matter of fact, like I said, if you put it on your face, it's going to burn. Burn. It'll burn a little bit. You know, some of that cinnamon, if you ever had cinnamon, it'll burn a little bit. You know, it's powerful. You know, but also, you know, you got the rosemary, you got all the other herbs that are in there, the clove bud, you know, these are powerful herbs. And these herbs, if you're not careful, you know, they heat the body up.
Right.
Cinnamon bark, the lemon, you know, eucalyptus, you know, all of that. So yes, I would not be surprised, Simone. You know, sometimes you can see where the body can build up natural heat. Remember what herbs do. Herbs, they heat up.
Yes.
They cool down, and they balance out. You got it? They balance out. So that's the three things that herbs will always do. They will heat you up, cool you down, or balance you out. So all of the herbs that we talk about in the thieves oil, they heat you up. They raise the body temperature to where, you know, it burns out things like bacteria, virus, things like that in the system. So that's why they can't live in that environment. You got it? And especially if it's alkaline. If it's an alkaline heated environment, you're really talking about something now. That's a powerful environment. So heating up with a blow dryer, I don't think you have to go there. I just think you need to get a hot tea. Get you a herb.
Yes.
Get you a hot tea, a really hot tea, and you just down it, you know, and just keep it going. Any of these herbs here, you can take the actual herb of everything that I just mentioned and make a hot tea out of it. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I hear you. She says, I'm listening.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Dr. Paul, there are quite a few folk that are watching. I know you can't see it on your side, but they are there.
Okay,
right?
sounds
And
good.
then the process, guys, I want to make sure, guys, that you share this as a watch party to other people.
Yes.
That way, when it comes up, you know, it just works. We are beginning something new here tonight, and it's gonna build the family. How about that? All right.
Absolutely.
Listen, you gotta remember, these are different times, man. You know, that was the time when we could actually go out in a group. We can't do that anymore.
Can't do it anymore. You know, this is you know, I always say this is your moment of truth for everyone.
So true.
You know,
so
this
very
is the
true.
moment of truth. There's never been something that's shut down the entire world. You know, this is the first time something like this on this level and magnitude has affected the whole entire world.
Indeed.
And I don't think this is going to be the last. It's going to be more. They're even talking about how this could be waves coming. But you know, again, you can't operate in the spirit of fear.
There we go.
You can't operate in the spirit. Remember, if you are in a spirit of fear, then you cannot operate, and it sends your body into a state of acid or acidosis. You know, if you're in a state of acid, then you can't function. And it's going to be no matter how much good food you eat, you can eat all the food you want to. You can eat all of the, you know, I always have the expression, you know, go to Whole Foods and spend whole check.
Amen.
But when you come out, if you change your alkalinity by any measure with the bad water, or you stressed, or stuff is just getting on your nerves, and or the other one is, Bill, if you just don't get any rest.
Especially that one.
Especially if you're not resting. You know, I always tell people, you know, when you're fighting like a virus or anything or a cold, the number one thing that you should do is if you're taking an herb, you need to take the herb and then go to bed. That's it. Don't try to start doing a whole lot of stuff. You know, people will take they will, you know what they'll do? They'll take it and then they'll go and start moving around, start doing a lot of stuff. No. Your body can repair itself when you're in a state of relaxation and sleep at a rate of 200 times faster, replicating and regenerating when you are shutting down. When you sleep.
You know, sleep is probably more important than anything else. Wouldn't you think? Along with the right water, wouldn't you say that?
Absolutely. So if you take a good water, make a good tea, hot tea, and then when you take
you hear that, guys? Hot tea,
and go lay down.
Yes.
Don't do nothing, and then that's when you'll start to realize how it recovers. I gave that task to my son one day. You know, when he was young, you know, he was learning how to listen to daddy. You know, I said, I just say learn.
I heard that.
You know, because he thought, you know, I know what I'm doing, daddy. I can do it. No, you don't. I told him, I said, you know, when you get a little sniffle, because, you know, when they're at school, they're hodgepodges. And the hodgepodge for, you know, with the communicable with the other students and things, you know, they play around, they're feely touchy, and, you know, you can come home with that stuff on your clothes. So I remember he came home one day and he was sniffling. I said, look, if you don't take those clothes off, number one, and jump in the shower, and then from that, you know, I want you, when you come out, I'm going to give you a hot tea, and I want you to go to bed. And he said, nah, I'm trying not to go to bed. I want to do this. I want to do that. I said, I'm going to tell you, just try it. So he tried it for the first time. And I mean, he was struggling. He tried it. And next thing you know, he came back and he says, Dad, I feel so strong now. He said, I was like wiped out, you know, and I mean, this was actually a nap that he only took like a couple hour nap, but it doesn't take much. But you got to get that sleep. You got to get that sleep. The number one time Yeah, go ahead.
No, Simone has another comment.
Mm-hmm.
I've been drinking elderberry tea every day, but I would try and get myself some eucalyptus. All right. I don't want to get sick because I don't want to get my husband sick since he is vulnerable after having a heart attack last year. Comments?
Yes, absolutely. You know, when you are suffering with a chronic condition, you are in that vulnerable percentage of getting sick, you know, and that's only because of the immune system is low. So what I would suggest is, yes, elderberry is very good. Elderberry is one of the herbs that I recommend on our list, and I'll bring that list out in a few of herbs that you can take that deal specifically with viruses, you know, and also not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any diseases, food for the soul. That is one of the ones that deals with the pancreas. So it's actually very good for diabetics. You know, when we take the elderberry, some of the best elderberry comes from Israel. And that would be Sambucus.
Sambucus. Okay.
Sambucus. And also, if you really want to do good, Simone, see if you can go to a organic holistic store and get an elderberry honey. That would be really good. And you give the honey to your honey.
Well, I heard that.
You give the honey, you take some honey, and you give him
elderberry.
You give him, yes.
Okay,
and
I heard that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's excellent for soothing the throat. And also, you can take that elderberry honey, elderberry tea, put the elderberry honey in there, and that's a great combination. That's a powerful combination. So yes, that would be excellent for you.
All right.
Elderberry, Berry.
Berry. Sorry about that.
Right.
Well, go ahead. Okay.
Okay. She said she'll do that. Okay. Good. Excellent. And I would say, family, if y'all have, I want to hear from the family. I don't know how many people, I can't see who's online or anything, but I hope we got enough people that we can send this out at a later time and they can pick this up. But if you want to get a hold of me, let me give my information out. I'm directly at 215-779 7355. That's 215-779-7355.
Okay.
And also my appointment line for one-on-one assessments, which is we're loaded up, man. We're getting a lot of folks in. Folks is really lining up, because they really want to find out, how strong is my immune system. You got it? They really want to say, how strong is my immune system? So that's what we do. We do the testing to see how strong your immune system is, through a urine analysis and also the RM3A, which is a testing that we do to test what's going on with your pseudomotor, which is your sweat glands. We talk about your autonomic system. We also talk about everything from cardiometabolic rate, neuropathy, small fiber neuropathy. It deals with all those constant things. And also we could do a photoplethysmography, which actually goes into seeing the plaque in the walls of the arteries and veins. So all of that we do in a test. And we have a special going on called the Works. And the Works is a combination test of the urinalysis plus the RM3A together. And from that, we can tell everything going on with you. So
your number on the appointment now, Dr. Paul, is 1-877?
Yes, 1-877 377 2854.
2854. All right.
Yeah. That's it. 2854. That's correct. So,
all right, guys. There we are right there.
Yeah.
This is how to get in contact with Dr. Paul, guys.
Yeah. And
right here.
And from that, I mean, you really get a chance to really find out some key answers. You know, I tend to get people who have been searching for a long time for solutions. And this is the thing, Bill, that really is it's very interesting. You know, I get a lot of health people, and a lot of people that come through and they say, wow, I know I'm eating good, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But man, when they get on the machine breaks it down. I had a lot of health people. They looked at it and said, man, I'm not doing as good as I thought I was. And that's only because you can now really measure, numbers don't lie. Just like in aviation, they say, trust your instrument, find out, where you are. You don't want to be knowing that you're flying higher than you are,
I know that's right. You know what, Dr. We have a tendency to get full of ourselves. Oops, did I say that?
Yes, you did. Yes,
and that really is what happens. We think we got it going on like that. Remember, guys, we're living in a time that we've never lived in.
That's right.
There is stuff. Can I go here, Dr. Paul? There's stuff in the air that if we don't take care of ourselves, we won't be here. And
that's right. That's right. And I always say, we take things for granted. And now I think that's why this big pause moment right now is very good for people in general. It helps you sort of reset your values. Really people valued being able to go out and eat dinner every night, go over a friend's house, go over your mom and and your dad's house or your friends, and you get up and, eat, you go out after work or whatever. All that stuff is stopping now. You can't even go out shopping.
Yeah.
People are getting cabin fever in the springtime. We're going into spring, like later in this week. I think this is Thursday, I believe is we're going into spring, right? I think that's what springtime.
Exactly right.
In the winter is this week. So people are really like, wow, this is like a mind trip for a lot of people. So what I always just say is that, just keep it in perspective. It helps people to refocus themselves, spirit, mind, and body. So if you've been doing some things, now you know that, wait a minute, I got to do something with my body, man. I can't sit around and just do nothing, because if you are somebody who has not been taking care of your body, this is a rough time for you. You can get sick.
So very true. So very true.
So those who have been doing the right thing, they're going to be rewarded. So it's really a matter of refocusing. This is a pivotal point.
Yes.
For a lot of us.
I got a comment on him. Kevin Brady says he can't begin to believe the mess, because it just breaks you down. It can't take much more of that.
Yeah, you can't keep listening to it, man. They're going to keep selling, as we used to say back around the way, selling wolf cookies.
Hallelujah.
They're going to keep selling these wolf cookies, man.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We got a show called Wolf Blitzer.
And if you don't take care of yourselves, your body will beat you up, guys.
Yes, one of the main shows is Wolf Blitzer, man. Blitz. You know what Blitz means? You ever heard of Blitzkrieg? The Japanese actually bombed Pearl Harbor. It was a blitzkrieg, which means that they would just like commit suicide, man. They would just like roll up on you.
Almost like crash the plane.
Blitz. That's where blitz comes from with the football. You blitz, you rush.
Right. Indeed. Indeed.
What a great name for advertising television. Wolf Blitzer.
Dr. Paul Sonderfield says, good evening.
Good evening.
And yes, everybody says, Kevin says you're trying to cover. People are trying to cover so much mess instead of just doing what's supposed to be happening. We're trying to hide things.
That's correct. We're trying to hide things, but as it says, all things will end up in the open eventually.
Yes.
So you see right now, You know, a lot of people don't clean themselves right, man. You know, there's a lot of
Oh my.
oh, we don't want to go there now.
You
Come on
talking
now.
stuff now, boy.
Boy, let me tell you, you know, there's a lot of people that don't practice good hygiene, you know, and people don't, and you know, people do not. You ever been in a situation? I'm about to start something.
I'm trying not to. You up? Well, I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna put you by yourself. How about that?
Yeah. You ever had a situation where you were, you know, you're in the bathroom and, you know, you might have just finished doing your do and, you know, you get there and start washing your hands. And, you know, you have the big mirror, right? The big mirror. Maybe the stall's in back you, right?
Yeah.
And then somebody come out the stall and roll right out the door. And you sit there like, whoa.
Oh no, come on, Dr. Paul, don't say that, man. It just made me ill.
Wait a minute. And I'm sitting there like, wait a minute. Did that dude just walk right out the stall? And you heard him getting busy in there. You know, he walked right out the stall. And and then you sit there and go like, did that really just happen? And then you go outside and the dude might be, you know, shaking hands with everybody. Like, hey,
I know that's right.
How you doing? You're like, I am not shaking that dude's hand. You be like, fist pump, bro. I don't even want to touch it.
Look, you know what? I might give you an elbow. I don't even think I'll give you my fist.
I don't even want to give you an elbow, bro. But this is what I'm saying. My point is, I'm making fun of this, but you know, I'm making light of the situation. But this just goes back to proper hygiene, man. You know, you just can't, you know, you can't just have bad, you know, bad hygiene. You know, smell.
Very true.
You know, some people don't, you know, what Bill only take bath on Tuesdays. I don't know. I don't know. But but the whole point is this: you gotta stay clean. You know, your body sheds. You know, we talk about the circadian rhythm. The circadian rhythm, when the body starts to shed, it's usually between like 4 a.m. and 12 noon. That's usually when your body sheds. Yes. Wash your hands at all times. Yes. Wash your hands and your body at all times.
My. See, almost made me ill.
See, you actually start to shed more between 4 a.m. and 12 noon. That is called your cleansing cycle. That's your cycle. That's the cycle when your body's doing the most, you know, cleansing. And that means also the skin.
Yeah.
You know, that's when people wake up and they're ashy in the morning. You know, they don't know where their ash is coming from.
Well,
you know, all of that's coming from your body shedding. It's shedding, shedding all the toxins. You know,
Malik says, wash your hands at all times.
That's right. Be conscious of your hands. Malik, is that Malika? Yes. Absolutely. You can. Yes, she keeps posting it. Yes, absolutely. You know, make sure you are washing at all time. If you do not wash at all time, man, you know, especially now, you have to be very conscious of your hand movement. That's why we
very much so.
If you did not get it, if you're just joining us, replay this production or we're doing right now and this show, because we actually gave out the thieves oil. Thieves oil is an excellent oil that was used back during the bubonic plague and several other different plagues that came upon the earth, and that they use essential oils. Essential oils have always been used, even back into ancient Kemet and even before then, ancient times, just for the purposes of fighting bacteria, viruses, fungus, parasites, things like that, man. So they are excellent. They're excellent for you to take on a regular basis, keep yourself guarded, but importantly, it builds your immune system.
More than anything.
You know, greatest protection is you.
Yes.
Got it? Not a vaccine. You know, no matter if we have all those that say that, yeah, the vaccine is going to be coming out in about 12 months. But wait a minute, in 12 months, this thing is going to replicate itself. They already mentioned that it has mutagenetic principles. You got it?
Yes.
Mutagenetic principles. That means that it has the ability to genetically, it starts to manipulate itself. Now it starts to now increase strength, you know? So with that, it mutates. And in that mutation now, you can get that virus, that vaccine for that specific people. But now, when you now introduce it to the public, that thing has expanded. Now, you know, I gave the expression on the show, man. That's like you trying to download Windows 98 into Windows 10.
There you go. Talk now. Tell it like it is, Dr. P.
And you're like, wait a minute. And your body's like,
man.
Yo, this is Windows 98, man. What's going on? You know,
that
virus is going to slap you upside the head like, yeah, man, right. That's all. That's old, man. That's old news. So
very true.
That's why the only protection is what God has put in all of us, and that is to build your own immune system. It has to be something alive in order to deal with something that's alive. You got it? That's the way it works. That's the way this thing works.
Repeat that one more time. We'll make sure they get that.
Yes. In order for you to deal with something that's alive, it has to be alive. So that means the only thing that's going to get with a live virus is something live to defend it and to go against it. You know, you can't fight this thing with something dead. You know, it doesn't exist. So that's why, you know, when you do this building of the immune system, your body will be able to defend yourself from all influenzas. You got it?
Yes.
So we believe in the natural field, we believe that the body corrects itself 11 times faster than you get sick. So the shout here is that you just have to feed the body what it needs to do what it has to do. And like Solomon said, nothing's new under the sun. Nothing's new under the sun.
So very true.
Nothing's new under the sun. Then this thing is just a replication of something that's always been here. So the only thing that can correct the problem is already here. It's in its natural state. So that's why you need something like the herbs that we talked about. And I'm going to give out the list again, Bill, if that's cool.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll just scroll up and put them right back up when you're ready.
Right. So I'm just going to go down the list real quickly. And folks, if you got your pens and pads ready, just write them down. You know, I give this out as I say my Dr. Paul's holistic list of, ultimate list for building the immune system, naturally. And these are the things that you can do. And they can all be taken as a hot tea. You got that?
Yeah.
All right. I want you to make sure you write that down. Everything that I give out can be taken as a hot tea.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we go. Golden seal roots. Number 1, not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. It's food for the soul, family. Golden seal roots, natural antibiotic, cleanses and disinfects every organ in the body, cleans the blood, cleans the liver. Remember, what holds the charge and raises the level of the alkalinity that holds the alkalinity is your liver. So your liver needs to be strong. So you got to clean the liver. So golden seal root is excellent, and because it's a blood cleanser. That's why it changed the whole NFL. The NFL now, because the players that were getting away with, doing drugs and not getting caught, found out that they were using golden seal to cleanse the system. So now all tests that are being done, there are indicators in drug tests now for golden seal roots.
Okay.
Right? Next one is Old Indian wild cherry bark syrup. Now, the Old Indian wild cherry bark syrup is one of my favorites. I've always mentioned that, for very long years, I've given this to my son, my wife and son, and all my family. And we've been taking this, because it has all of the expectorant herbs. The expectorant herbs are all the ones that actually pull mucus off the lungs. Now, wait a minute. Isn't that what this virus is all about? It's upper respiratory? Absolutely. So it has all the expectorant herbs. Some of them are like things like yarrow or mullein, nettle, stinging nettle. Yarrow, I did mention yarrow. Some of them even have osha root. It's in a black elderberry syrup. So it's so much in this particular formula. It's recognized to be approximately 200-year-old formula.
Wow.
Called the Old Indian Wild Cherry Bark Syrup. Okay. Third one would be simply the herb mullein. Mullein.
Okay. All right.
Mullein.
Mullein.
Mullein. Mullein is specifically for the mucus in the lungs. And when you talk about respiratory, mullein, mullein, mullein has always been used for things like pneumonia, and when you have been diagnosed with pneumonia, that can be it could be viral, it could be bacteria, and it can be also parasitic. So when you're actually getting rid of the mucus rising, you ever heard when folks used to call it they used to call it the death rattle? You remember they used to call it that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? If y'all had a grandma like mine, like Ethel May, and she Ethel May from down south, right?
Well, hallelujah.
So you say, and Ethel May said, I used to get on the phone with my her aunt Helen, her sister, and they used to get on there and talk, and I used to be sitting there listening to them. They used to say, so and so in the hospital. Yeah, they in the hospital. I went by to see her today. So they said, did you hear it? And she said, yeah, I heard it. Well, she ain't got much longer now. See, they usually recognize. They usually looked at the death rattle, but it was actually just mucus rising. It's mucus rising, and then when it gets right to the top, it starts to. It's like the flutter, like a rattle from a snake, like a snake rattle. And they used to have the term that is the rattle. But did you hear it? That's what they used to listen for. They used to listen for the rattle, man. They hear the rattle. Oh man, you ain't got much longer now. That's what they did, but they didn't know that was just mucus rising. Mucus.
Dr. Paul, there's a request over here. I want to know if you would repeat how you were supposed to use the thieves oil.
Thieves oil, like I said, after you've made the concoction that we talked about, you can actually spray it on your hands and those areas of the face. We talked about how you would put it on your hands. Okay. I hope y'all sharing this stuff, y'all, because we say if you got somebody that really needs to hear this and they're just discouraged about all that's going on, share this video with them. All right,
share with all your groups, everybody.
See if you can get them on right now because they're not doing nothing. Everybody's at home. All right, so
because you're not supposed to be outside. It's after 8 o'clock.
You're not supposed to be outside past 8 o'clock anyway.
So very true. So get your heinies in the house and learn something.
So, for example, who asked the question? Who was the person that asked the question?
That was Marie.
Marie. All right, Marie. This is actually a bottle that I use right here. This is my bottle, and it was actually a colloidal silver bottle. And that's colloidal silver, by the way. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? I know my light is
they can see that.
They can see that? I don't know if my light is really bright. All right, but anyway, that's colloidal silver. But I usually emptied this after it was over. I kept the bottle, and then I just use it. This has a spray exit at the top. Shake it up, and then basically spray my hand, straight a hand. Okay, through the hands, back of the hands, anywhere that you believe that you're going to be in contact with people. Where you're going to be touching your nose. Around the mouth. Got it? Around the sides of your neck.
Pay attention, guys. Here we go.
Okay, around the head area. Don't never put this stuff in your eyes. Okay, it's very, very strong.
Listen, guys, do not put it in your
oil.
eyes. Here we go.
Yeah, do not spray it in the eyes. You be very careful.
Okay.
Just around the areas, and very little, very little.
Right.
These are the essential oils. The essential oils are very, very strong. You have to really respect the oils. And if anything, test them in a small area on the skin at first, okay? Don't just go in there spraying it all over you like you think you're doing, like you're spraying a body spray. This is not a body spray.
Yeah.
Okay?
There we go. Talk to me now. Even
though you can spray it on clothes, because a lot of the viruses and things and influenzas can be carried on the clothing, okay?
Right.
So that's why, when you come home, if you think if you have to do things like public transportation, things like that, that's why you keep this stuff with you. And one thing, let me give you one little trick. You remember I mentioned that this is thieves' oil, okay?
Right.
And the whole purpose was it worked because they made a mask out of it, right? So they so if you have a mask, you can put a little bit on the mask, put that in there, put that around there also. That's another way of protecting it.
And you take that spray, you don't put anything in with the thieves' oil, right? Nothing
with the thieves' oil. I mean, what do you mean? As far as
like a mixture of any sort, right? It's
that's what I'm saying.
Go ahead. You were sharing that just now. I want to make sure.
Right. That was the combination of the many herbs, the 4 different herbs. Yeah.
Right.
The combination of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 herbs. 5 herbs. So basically what you're doing is just making it enough and putting it in the area and just covering it lightly now.
Okay.
If you find out that you put too much on there, the one that's going to burn the most is going to be that cinnamon. The cinnamon leaf tends to burn. Turns to burn. Yeah, so you got to be careful. Put it on you and it starts to burn and it gets too burning. That means you put too much. Much. So all you would do is take a cool rag underwater, and then just use a cloth, and it'll cool you down.
Okay. It won't wipe it off altogether, but it'll just cool it down.
It'll cool it down. Just pat it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I hope that answered that question.
Yes.
So mullein was the last one. The other name for mullein is called Aaron's rod.
Okay.
Aaron's rod. That means representing Aaron, the brother of Moses, right?
Yes.
That was the mouthpiece. Aaron's rod or mullein. Mm-hmm. And it also represents the mouth of the breath of God. That's what it represents. So that was placed into the Ark of the Covenant to represent the breath of God. So the branch of the mullein or Aaron's rod was placed in the Ark of the Covenant to represent, the breath of God. That if you take this, it's like God breathing life into you, into your lungs.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Next one would be Osha root. Osha, O-S-H-A root. Osha root also has the nickname bear medicine. And if you are someone who loves Westerns, you like Westerns? You like Westerns, Bill? I love a good Western.
I love the old Western.
I love a good Western, man. Late at night, I get up under covers. You can turn on a Western and I'm locked in, man. I love
I know exactly what you're talking about.
A great Western, they always back in the Westerns had this thing. Whenever you got shot, if you got shot and you got one of the Indians got you, they would say put bear medicine on. They would clean the wound and then they would pack it with an herb, and that herb was Osha root.
I got you.
They called it bear medicine because they watched the bear after the bear came out of hibernation. When it came out of hibernation, the bear would take that herb, would come right out after long times of periods of sleep, go dig up that root,
right,
and then he'd take it and then would chew it and make a paste out of it.
Okay.
Rub it all over the body, and it would kill bacteria and all kind of parasites and things that were growing on this body while it was in hibernation. And then it would eat that to actually solve the digestion issues that, in preparation for the food now to start eating and to also kill parasites that were growing on the inside also. So the Native American Indians watched that and they said, well, we're going to do what the bear does. And that's how the Native American Indians survive, by watching the animals.
Yeah, what's so interesting about that, we so-called modern day medical people have somehow missed all the good stuff that's keeping us alive.
Absolutely. You remember, this thing is culture, man. It's culture.
Yes.
But somewhere in the middle of it, man came in and started, trying to make money. The only real reason that we have these industries now is because you can't patent what grows out of the ground.
I get that.
You can't patent what grows out of the ground. So if I take this chemical, add it to this particular herb or whatever, then I can make my money. Then industry. Yes, I hear that. And and if you look in all of the physicians' desk reference books, which comes out every year, you'll notice that a lot of mostly all of the medicines are based in some kind of herb.
Yes. So why won't they just say that, Dr. Paul? Come on now.
Hey,
I know. I don't start no mess, but you know some stuff. You know what I'm asking.
Absolutely.
There is a reality. If these things work, why won't they use it? Money.
Hey, you know what? I would just say this, Bill. There was a time when all of the pharmacies were what? They were herb stores.
Herb stores, yes.
That's it.
Yes.
There was people who used to go back and, I tell people to, name, and even ask the family that's listening right now, what are some of the things that, your grandmother and your grandfather, your mother, your father gave you when you were young going to school? You never got these crazy things. And, we never heard of things like asthma, and we never heard about all this stuff that they talking about, what's happening with, all the things that's happening with, attention deficit disorders, all of these things that they're coming up with, we never heard about this stuff. We used to take something, there was, what was the one? Father John's? Was that Father John's? You remember that one?
Yes, I remember that one.
3 6s. Remember 3 6s?
Yes,
what else? It was gripe water.
By the way, I still have not found that one that we were talking about last week. Acidity. I got to figure.
Yeah.
What it was.
You can still buy. You can still buy that.
Man.
Yes,
man. You hang that stuff around your neck, it would keep Jesus away. But it was terrible. But guess what? It worked, Dr. Paul.
Oh man, let me tell you. So many things used to work. We used to always talk about also like the onions. People used to put onions in their shoes, and one lady used to tell me her mom used to put garlic around her neck. And that stuff pulled stuff out.
Man, that was me. They'd hang your thing around your neck. It was almost like olive, not olive. What do you call that? So garlic. That was what it was. It was garlic. They would hang on a look. It was a hemp rope, is what it was. A thin piece of hemp. Maybe they knew something about hemp that we don't know today. Hallelujah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, here we go again, going back to nature, back to what is real. We have to realize life begets life. Only life
always.
Indeed. Can give you life.
Yes.
You got it? So you got to eat something live. If you want to be alive, you got to put something live in you. And I had a experience with a little young boy. He says to me, but Dr. Paul, it's like you're eating the plant, the plant, you're eating him, and then I said to him, well, remember, the plant is growing and it's actually developing for your purpose. So when you eat the plant, it becomes a part of you.
Yes.
And that plant becomes a part of you. It's like the plant going to heaven.
Yeah, well,
He said, "Oh man,
I never thought of that
I
before.
got that." He got it. It's like
Yes, yes,
plant's taking his level and it's accelerating to the next level. So that's like the plant going to heaven. There was an actual book called A Secret Life of Plants that talks about that. The Secret Life of Plants talks about that. There's a book out. Maybe we can pull that up. The Secret Life of Plants talks about how plants have an intelligence of their own, and of course they vibrate at a frequency, and so that the plants, for example, they tied electrodes up to a plant and actually went and they monitored the plant as the owner comes in and out of the house. So every time, not one time, not sometime, every time when the owner comes home, the plant started vibrating like happy, like, yeah, he's home. It's like they're rejoicing when they're home.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
It's amazing.
That's amazing, man.
It's amazing. And that's why when people are talking to their plants, they're kicking off of course, the carbon dioxide, which the plant needs carbon dioxide to make oxygen. So it's like, it's like we need each other. So when you talk to them, that's actually a way of communicating. It's like I said, it's like the plant goes to heaven.
Yes. So someone wants to know where she was making a comment that once in a while her father used to take sulfur, right? To make things work around. Yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, absolutely.
And Dr. Sandra is asking, where in the Philadelphia area can you buy these herbs? Some other places like that we can share with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. You can buy the ingredients from Penn Herbs. They have a essential oils area, or just call ahead of time and do a search for herbal stores and punch in essential oils, and ask them for those specific ones.
And again, Dr. Paul, let's reiterate. You make a very valid point. Call ahead, because first of all, you want to make sure that the stores are open, and secondly, that they actually have what you're looking for, so you don't take the long trip for nothing. You see?
Absolutely.
And again, we want to make sure that you get there before the stores close with all these things that are going on right now, having curfew or whatever.
You know what I mean? You know what? Yeah, and you know what? This is why I'm saying this. I really wanted to really talk about this because of the fact that so many people are going crazy over hand sanitizers.
Yes.
And you know what? I mean, we've already have an understanding that hand sanitizer doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. It's just hysteria, man. I mean, people, what it is? It's a combination of people just don't know science, and they know it. And they know people don't know science. That's why you have. What was the? Did you hear that one of the perfume companies are now? What is it? I forget. Is it Louis Vuitton? Not Louis Vuitton. One of the major perfume companies is actually stopping production to now start to make hand sanitizers.
Nuh-uh.
Uh-huh.
but I get that,
because remember who it is. It's one of the I'll have to search on that. I just heard that they stopped making perfume, and now they're making hand sanitizers.
Oh my.
That's right.
That's amazing. Right. That's amazing, man.
Well, Simone says on here she used to her father used to take sulfur. Sulfur is actually very good. Sulfur is very powerful because sulfur actually cleans out every cell in the body. Sulfur we are made up of 3 elements: carbon, copper, and sulfur. And sulfur is one of the elements that is excellent when you need to detox the system. We call one of the forms of sulfur that we take is called MSM, and that's methyl sulfony methane. which actually is used for, if you go to my website, which is Dr. Paul, DrPaul, Herbs, HERB as in boy, S as in Sam.com, you can actually download a free chart. And that free chart, there's several different free charts, but one of them on there is one that's for MSM. And it's used for the purposes of, you use it for inflammation, detoxing every cell in the body. It's good for if you have something dealing with any inflammation in the body, period.
Yes.
But also, it pushes into the cell the new, to cleanse it out. So now when they cleanse, now the cells are clean. Now, whatever you put in the body, it's going to be accelerated to another level.
Yes, indeed.
So it's excellent to use as a detox, MSM detox. And when you do that, man, it does amazing things. Only one disclaimer: when you take an MSM or any sulfur, okay, it's going to clean you out. So do not, if you are a drinker, do not drink after you.
Because, as I said, because it will clean you like a white tornado, if I can go there.
And not only that, but the cells are wide open because they're clean.
Yeah.
So now when you have some alcohol, wow. Yeah. So MSM, methyl sulfadimethyl, is sulfur. That is correct.
You got that, Simone? Okay.
Yes, MSM. And the best forms of MSM is flakes.
Yes.
You get flakes.
The little white flakes.
Flakes. And all you would do is take like a quarter teaspoon, and you take that quarter teaspoon in about 8 ounces of water. That's it. And I tell you, man, instant energy. Yes. Woo! I mean, powerful energy. I mean, if I can pull up, I'll go to the website real quick. I just want to pull up, I want to show the family, once you go to my website, you just go right to the download page, go to the download. And when you go to downloads, you'll get all the articles that I put on there. I placed a lot of articles on there. I haven't placed one in a little bit, but that's the articles: chakra, chickweed, pH chart, 7 benefits of NF. Yeah, it's called 7 benefits of MSM, the miracle supplement, is what I put on there.
Right.
So if you see that, number 1, improves skin health and complexion. Number 2, improves flexibility.
Okay.
Number 3, detoxifies the body. You don't have to put these down, Bill, necessarily.
Right. Okay.
Number 4. Oh, this is one I forgot to tell y'all. If you're someone who has problem growing your hair, this thing will grow some hair. I heard that, Bill. That will grow some hair.
Hey, God, you see that? Hallelujah. With all that shine I got going on, as they say, moon over Miami.
and it makes your It makes your nails really strong.
Wow.
So hair, skin, and nails. That's what it's very good for. Hair, skin, and nails. Very, very powerful, man. So hair and skin. What it does is collagen and keratin, and both critical in the production of healthy hair. MSM is a bona fide beauty mineral. They call it the beauty mineral. It provides sulfur needed to produce collagen and keratin. That's what it does, the collagen. So when people are talking about things like knee replacements, things like cartilage, things like connective tissue, joints, ligaments, all of that. That's all needed. It has to make collagen and keratin to actually deal with that. But it also gives strength and thickness to your hair and your nails.
Right.
That's usually the first thing you notice. your nails get like super strong. All
Okay.
right. Another thing is that it also accelerates healing. Remember, lactic acid is the other byproduct causes pain and soreness in your body. So after you work out and then you burn and you tear down the muscle, the muscle has to rebuild. So MSM increases the ability for the body to eliminate that waste product and the cellular level. So it speeds recovery quick, so you can actually free up more energy for rebuilding. So that's why number 5 is accelerates healing. Number 6, it naturally increases energy. I can tell you right now, MSM actually is excellent because it really gives the body a chance to increase the level of cellular energy. You remember, people don't realize that it takes 70 to 80% of your energy is spent on digestion. I did notate it in here somewhere. I think I did. Yeah, 70 to 80% of your energy is spent on digestion each day.
Right.
You got that?
Wow.
That means we spend a lot of energy. We spend a lot of energy on digestion. So you have to be able to, understand that, if you especially that percentage goes higher if you're a meat eater.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. If you are a meat eater, then it's going to take incredible amount of energy to break that down. It takes energy to try to get energy. And it also leaves the gut in what's called acidic state, or it creates what's called an acidic ash that's in the gut. That's the problem.
Okay.
So makes a big, big difference. So that's number 6. And the last one, which I mentioned, is anti-inflammatory. MSM is a powerful anti-inflammatory due to its ability to allow metabolic waste to be removed from the cells. Remember I mentioned that waste. It's like a colon cleanse for all 52 trillion cells in your body. How about that?
There we go. There we go.
Yes.
These things are extremely, extremely important, guys. And that's why we've taken the time to sort of do this tonight. We're going to begin to do this on a more recent basis, I guess you would say. If I can tie Dr. Paul down long enough.
Well, I think right now we all going to be tied down for a while, Bill. I think we're going to be tied down for a while.
I think you're right, my friend.
You're going to be tied down. And people are going to be
right.
People are in the state right now. They don't know what to do, man. I know we've never been.
I believe that.
We haven't been trained for this one, And
yeah, you're quite right.
As you see, the politicians are, basically shooting from the hip. They don't know what they're doing. Nobody's trained at this. This has not been done before. So there's nothing we can look back in history and say this is even close. All we have is a reflection of knowing what's coming in this wave is what's happening overseas. We can say what happened in China or what Spain or Italy or any of those countries, we got to be sort of heads up on that. So, I want to kind of end this today. Well, actually, let me give the rest of those herbs before we leave. Okay. Osha root is where I was.
Okay.
Black elderberry. Simone mentioned black elderberry. Olive leaf. Okay. Ashwagandha. Neem. And I'm going to put 2 together because I call these the miracle trees. Neem and moringa. Okay. Neem and moringa. Okay. And let's see. Chaparral.
Chaparral.
Chaparral. Chaparral. Chaparral. Excellent chaparral is literally when they studied the chaparral, they termed it as a cancer scavenger. You hear what I said? Scavenger, meaning that it goes after the cancer. So there's research that shows how it's excellent for removing things like boils in the body. Boils, blisters, bumps, psoriasis. Mm-hmm. Well, it's dealing with the lymphatic system. So
Okay.
that's why, chaparral is really a powerful, powerful herb. Okay.
Okay.
And of course, we say all of these herbs are not to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. It's food for the soul. But I'm just reading from one of my lists here. After chaparral was black seed. Of course, black seed. A lot of people are doing black seed bitters. Okay, these are all immune builders. That what we're doing right today. We're talking about immune builders. Black seed bitters, and that is the oil. But I always tell folks, don't sleep on the tonics. So you have a black seed bitters oil, and then you have a black seed bitters tonic. The tonic tends to be more effective, I believe, because it has more land and sea, which is the balancing principles to make, the essentials of your 90 essential that are needed as a vertebrae. As we as those that have vertebrae, we need 90 essential vitamins and minerals. And from that, a black seed bitters tonic carries that. Also in that same family would be woodroot tonic. So if you're someone from, a lot of Jamaican stores carry that, the woodroot tonic. The woodroot tonic is like, it's from the Cameroons.
Okay.
The Cameroons, which were never taken into slavery, by the way. But they were a people that came up with a woodroot tonic. Was a very powerful combination of herbs that are roots and things that are used for seasonal support. Okay.
Yes.
Next one would be vitamin C. Okay. And when you talk about vitamin C, you got to talk about also the carotenes. Like the beta carotene, like the beta carotenes. Yeah. Okay. So vitamin C. Remember, vitamin C is not in this orange juice. Okay. Vitamin C in orange juice right now is ascorbic acid. That's not vitamin C. That is a genetic modification from corn, and corn is the #1 GMO.
Pay attention, guys. Pay attention, guys.
You don't want that one. And then corn is being manipulated. They manipulate the starch, and they actually suppress the manganese, which actually is the way it replicates. So remember, starch, you manipulate the starch, you can actually control how the plant actually produces. So vitamin C is from corn. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. So vitamin C, you don't want that. You want the version that comes from plant-based, which is hibiscus. You got also, some of the other ones are like hibiscus, rose hips, acai berries. A lot of the fruits are going to all have the vitamin C's, the high vitamin C's.
Okay.
So always do that. Anything with seeds, man, make sure it's got seeds. No seedless. All right. Also, there's a couple of herbs too, Bill.
Okay. Talk to me.
I got some herbs.
Okay.
Some of the herbs were garlic. Okay. You said garlic, right?
Right.
Okay. Another one would be oregano.
Oregano, okay.
You got to go oregano, man. You can't go without oregano.
Okay.
Another herb. I think that was it.
Okay. All right.
I have some notes over here that I was taking, and that was probably the other two that I did not mention. Of course, the red onion. We always talk about the red onion.
Right. Yes, always.
The red onion also. And there's just so many solutions to a problem. See, that's where I sometimes have to remember, some of the herbs. There's such a collage of herbs that actually do so many things. They've been here for billions of years, man. These herbs have the ability to replicate. Oh, there's one called Usnea. You see how this stuff pops in my head, man?
Please spell that. Please spell that. You're going to lose me out here, man.
Okay. U-S-N-E-A. Usnea.
Okay. U-S-N-E-A.
U-S-N-E-A.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Usnea. That's also called old man's beard.
Ah, okay.
You know, we talked about that one time. Remember?
Yes, I
Talked
remember
about
that.
that on the show.
Yes, sir, buddy. There we are. There we are.
And I'm gonna give you two more. Actually three more. Sea moss, or any of the sea vegetables are good builders. You know, they build glutathione. They build the body's ability to chelate, but also gives energy. So that means any of the sea vegetables, sea moss, chlorella, spirulina, bladderwrack, nori, any of those sea vegetables are always good builders, immune system builders. And then also, here's two that people probably don't know that have a lot of properties and deal with viruses. They actually attack viruses very much and have been researched by every major university in the country. And one is the lysine. Lysine.
Ah, okay. I got you. All
yes,
right.
lysine.
All right.
Lysine is a very powerful one. Matter of fact, I thought I had an article on that. I wanted to see if I did one on lysine. If it's somewhere I can find that I may have done a research on lysine. Yeah. See, that's why lysine has always been used. It's one of the aminos, and lysine has the ability. That's what a lot of people use for support for dealing with herpes.
Right.
The herpes virus.
Right. Okay.
So because of its antiviral properties, it's lysine, of course, is a building block for protein, and then it's an essential amino acid because your body cannot make it. Got it? So that's the key. Your body doesn't make it, so it's an essential. Non-essential means you make it. Okay, so you have essential and you have non-essential.
Okay. All right.
So this one is an essential. I mean, you have to have it, and it's the building blocks. But it's also what fights a lot of, things like, any viruses, all viruses. So that's also lip sores. When you have the fever blisters,
Right.
That's part of the.
Okay.
That's part of the or even warts. People have warts on their hands, and their fingers.
Yes.
That's what it is. There's a little virus there. You got it.
I get that.
So that's what they do. And then the last one after lysine, I want to give you this last one. It's called thuja. 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 Thuja is an evergreen. Okay, evergreens are.
We're having issues with you over there, Dr. Paul. So, can you? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, we're having some issue. We were having some issue with it just a moment ago. So before we start fall out on us here, look like we're coming to that time, my friend. Before things blow out on us, we end up in the corner. Can't get up.
Right.
Oh man.
I hear the music, man. I hear the music.
Wow. Can't believe it's.
Well, you freeze up, man?
Well, no. I'm good. When you had frozen up over there, and we were about to lose you over there, so we had to let folk know we're still alive over here, buddy.
Oh man, see there.
So we just want to. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll ask the family, where did we leave off?
I don't remember. Let me try and find out here.
Yeah, ask someone to comment. You know, where was the last one?
Okay, Simone. There you go. Simone's got you, buddy. See that? Lipsomia and vitamin C, you were there. Can you see that?
What is it now?
Can you see that over there? Vitamin C and Lipsomia, I guess. Lipsomia.
Is this
Let me see.
Can you see that? Thuja. One. There were two people
Which-
talking about Thuja. THUJI or JA?
JA.
Yes, that's where you left off.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay, so I think Simone asked about the vitamin C?
Yes,
Okay, what was the question again?
No, she wasn't asking a question. She was just making comments. The vitamin C she has is Lipsomol and Lipsomol vitamin C. That's all. The one that she has, right?
Yeah. There's a different version of it out there.
Mhm.
I think that, there's a lot of them out there. But I always say, get it in its purest form. Get it from
Right.
its natural source, and that's from
Right.
fruits. Get it from fruits and
Right.
herbs. Whenever they
Right.
remember, we have to understand that every time you separate, isolate, or divide something, you've just destroyed it.
Right.
So even in the nutraceutical levels, we have to be careful that if you have a specific supplement you got to make sure that you really need that supplement, because that supplement, remember, say for instance, if it was magnesium or whether it was potassium, well, that potassium and magnesium came from somewhere, which probably was a plant. And from that plant, it now did more than just magnesium. It had a family or a balance. And with that balance, now you've abandoned it from its family. So now when you take it, some people say, well, I think it's kind of working or it's not quite working. That's usually why, because it's actually not complete.
Okay.
It's abandoned from, remember, nothing operates by itself. Nothing in your human body operates by itself. Everything works complete as a company, a corporation, an organization, as a family. You got it?
Yes.
Nothing operates in your body by itself. You cannot find anything anywhere that operates by itself. Everything has a family with it, So with that principle and that concept, you have to keep it complete as a whole. Don't separate, isolate, or divide. If you separate, isolate, divide, technically, that is now a drug.
Yes.
And that is even if you're using it on the supplemental level. So that's why we got to be careful. So when you see things like, the different variations of vitamin C, and there's one with the CoQ10s, and they got it's a whole lot going on, y'all. I mean, they're only trying to devise another product to make more money.
Right.
You got it? So what you got to do is go back to the original source. The original source is going back to the original source, which is the plant, which is dynamic in every way. And remember, alive. It's alive. That plant's alive. Got it? So that's what makes it powerful, man. That's why the scripture always says that the herbs are the meat of the earth. You got it? And that the trees are for the healing of the nations.
And that's so very true. So very true.
You got it? Don't forget that. So if you ever wanted to get real vitamin C, go to the original source for where it comes from, which is things like fruits. And there are there's plenty of sources for vitamin C that you can get that comes from plant. You just got to make sure it's non-ascorbic acid.
Yes, that's correct.
No ascorbins. That's a lot. They're putting ascorbins in a lot of the orange juice too. So it's not real. It's corn. It's coming from corn. It's genetically modified. It's also synthetics added to it. So it's a lot of chemical stuff. It's a lot of research stuff going on, man. You gotta go real.
Well, guys, you know what? Listen, we're gonna try and schedule something like this for us again next week, guys. We don't wear Dr. Paul out tonight.
Yeah, because it's time to go.
That's right. Time to roll out of here, guys.
All right, family.
Take the moment. Thank you so very much for hanging in here with us tonight through all some of the technical difficulties. How about that, Dr. P?
Yeah, it's been fun, man.
I'm telling you, man. Yes. So look for us again. We'll post a time for us to get together again next week right here And this
Bill,
is ladies. It's called what again?
This is the natural woman's class. This is for
The
y'all,
natural
man.
woman's class. See, this is for the ladies, huh?
You know what, Bill? We might have to do one on Friday for the men. You
For the
know,
men.
on Friday during the regular time that we would normally do the class for the men's
Right.
gathering, which was usually.
Right.
And I don't know, are you free on Fridays? If not, we can do it on Friday evening or something like that. But we got to
Well,
do. We'll set out the times. We'll set out the times, and you know, family, just stay tuned. You know. But I hope that we've rest you assured that, you know, there's multiple solutions to a problem. Don't let the anxieties and things overtake you and your family. You know, worry and stress can cause situations to be even worse. So just understand that the good Father has already prepared us for everything that's inside of you. All the key to your greatest success is already inside of you. So God bless y'all. It's been a pleasure. And if you have any questions, contact the brother. You know, and
Yes,
or come in, I say come on in and get the works done. You know, the works done,
Hey,
man.
I heard that.
And you know what? And Bill, I want to tell the family that I'm doing a prepay online. If you prepay, this is what I've been running a special.
Yes.
The normal price for the works, if you call that 1-877-377-2854 number, and you put yourself in and say that, hey, I heard Dr. Paul and Bill on the show, and I want to do the works. And if you want to do the works, we have a prepay version of giving you 10% off. That's another.
That's a wonderful thing.
It's already discounted, you know. But if you want to do, we can actually do a 10% more discount on top of that. If you prepay ahead of time, and that's how we get you in. All right. So we prepay. I'm trying to meet you where we can. You know, really stop putting it off. Your health, you can see what's going on. You know, if you don't have your health, you got nothing. Your health is your wealth.
That's right. That's right.
So
that's exactly right, guys.
Time, know how to protect yourself. So I will work out a plan for you, one-on-one. Sit down and change your life, man. That's what it is. It'll change your life. Or answer a lot of questions because we've been misinformed, badly miseducated. So
yes.
So
hey
family,
guys, again, make it a point. Make it a point. Share. That's what this is all about, guys. Hey, listen. Start those watch parties as soon as we clean out here and post it, and then we'll post the time when we're going to be coming back.
Send it to the family. This is
sir.
We just gave out the ultimate list tonight.
That's right.
List. Yes. And if y'all want to get a hold of me, you know, and we'll do a one-on-one test. You know, we keeping things going. So good night to everyone. Thank you, Bill. Bill Morgan.
Yes, sir, buddy. Because guess what? Because whenever we're breathing, Dr. Paul, we got a shot.
You breathing?
All right.
That's it,
all
man.
right, guys.
God bless y'all.
God bless.
Take care.